welcome to the Lebanon Leprechaun Show presented by FTIC, a stamping and robotic welding manufacturer located in Jamestown, Indiana. FTIC is dedicated to being active and engaged in Jamestown and all of Boone County. Find out more at fticna.com. Success over the weekend for the Lebanon Leprechauns. 2 big wins, including the big one on Country Music Night, Boone County Country Music Night on Friday night against St. Louis, 138-124, and then on Saturday on the road in Arcadia, 111-106. We have the assistant coach, Tim Hurd, with us. Tim, how are you?
Oh, hey, it's a beautiful day. It's a pleasure being here with you, Dave.
It is always great to talk to Tim Hurd. And Tim, you've been involved with the Leprechauns for 3 years? 4 years. Fourth year. So we'll cut right to the chase. This team has won 9 games already.
Yes.
Last year, we finished with 9 wins.
Yep.
What's the difference?
Our people. John has really done a nice job, our GM has done a nice job of gathering players, I shouldn't say players, gentlemen I like to call them, that they're a talented group. They're not just talented, but they have meshed well together this year. They like playing with each other. They want to be successful. They're not afraid to, I don't know how I want to put it, they're not afraid to say, okay, hey, we need to do this better. We need to do this better. And they're just a good cohesive bunch, along with their basketball instincts and knowledge and talent. This has been the best group as far as the 4 years I've been here, that you can walk on the court with them and go, hey, we're going to win this ball game. I mean, that's kind of the attitude that we have. Not arrogant, just we feel like every ball game we walk into, there's not a reason why we can't win it.
Well, let's talk about the game on Friday night, the win over St. Louis. Everybody kind of had this one on the calendar, kind of looking at it. I know the big concert afterwards, and they were undefeated. You were able to get the win over that. It was kind of a grind, a lot of free throws. What were your thoughts on that game? Big win.
Well, the first half, they shot like 60% for the three-point area. And we were just, we're thinking, oh my, here we go. Because when we played them in St. Louis a couple weeks before that, we had 26 turnovers. Our turnovers were better. We're playing well, but they're hitting 60% from the three-point line. So obviously at halftime, we made that adjustment to say, okay, hey, they can't shoot that way the whole time, but at the same time, let's make sure that we're, denying them and putting a hand in their face.
High hand,
exactly. and in that second half,
to be dangerous. Go ahead.
No, you're good. But in the second half, that helped. And at the same time, we also told them, guys, start attacking the basket because they're foul prone. And so you could also see we were attacking the basket, and that's where we had lots of free throws the second half. And then even that, from the statistics, when we got done with the game, we realized that they only got three-point shots off the whole half. So we had obviously shut that down and started attacking the basket, and we prevailed.
And you got that win, and then Saturday, we had a big celebration on Friday night. The Coach Mike Fagans was very excited about the St. Louis win.
Yes, he was.
So was Coach John Benson, general manager, the players, me.
Yeah.
And you all had to get, I think that was an afternoon game on Saturday, right? It wasn't a 7 o'clock.
It was like 4:30 in the afternoon.
4:30 in the afternoon. So we're excited about St. Louis, and this is the ultimate, as they say, trap game.
Exactly.
But down the stretch, you were able to make enough plays to get that victory.
Yeah, and we waited about 2 minutes in the ball game.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter, we decided, it's time to play a little defense. It's time to hit some shots, and we pulled that out in kind of a 2-minute drill there with Hamilton. It was a good game for us because we needed that. I think that helps us with a lot of adversity because we're dealing with a lot of adversity because we tell the guys all the time, there are teams, we got a target on us because they know, I said at the beginning of the interview, we've got a team that's, hey, It's pretty good. I mean, I think we're averaging 134 points a game, something like that, or in that area.
I'd have to check, but I think the Hamilton County game on Saturday was the lowest point
total
of the year.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, so we know we can score points, and when we finally get to the idea that we can play defense, we can shut people down too.
Oh.
And so people are, they're coming on the court and they're looking to, hey, they're going to play their best ball against us, and we always expect that.
Okay, Coach, I've got your bio here. Fun-loving personality.
Oh, I don't know if I guess I enjoy. I'm trying to be. I guess that comes with a kind
It's a fun-loving personality. We got Derek and Kayvon.
Fun-loving. I guess I am. I mean, I always try to be upbeat and fun-loving and positive with the guys, and I enjoy being with this team because they're a lot of the guys are that way too. Like I said, I think that's why I enjoy this team so much, because they kind of, if I'm having a good time, they seem like they're having a good time too, and they're very honestly, they're very positive with me about things, and that helps you be fun-loving. I mean, you're open to that, and I guess I'm fun-loving. I guess you could say, yeah.
Genuine care for everyone you meet.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been told that I've been one of my good traits is I'm an encourager, and I always try to encourage. I mean, I always try to find something to encourage someone about. I mean, there's always something that you can encourage someone with, and then when it comes to basketball, it's the same way. You can find something that, it's the mindset, and encouraging, I think, helps a lot with the mindset, and so I've always been conscious of being that way.
Connected to the community.
I like that too, because I'm a PR guy. Raised in a pastor's home, so I almost had to be deal with the community, and so I've always been. They always tell me I can talk to anybody, I get along with about anybody. I'm not afraid to go and say, hey, this is something you need to get behind. So yeah, I guess public relations, a PR person. I guess you could say, yeah, I'm pretty sensitive to making things work with the community.
Well, I always love watching you on the sidelines. The intensity, you've got a heart for this league. You've got a heart for this team. Mm-hmm. You can tell.
Yeah, when I got involved with the franchise, it was just a real happenstance thing, but how I fell into it. But as I've gotten the people I work with, the community here, our volunteers, the community, and how they're getting to know the team now after 4 years or so. I think they feel like, hey, it's part of the community now. Yeah. And so I feel like it's kind of my responsibility to continue and help build that foundation where, we're hoping this year where we talk championship, we'd love to bring a championship to Lebanon and show the community, hey, this is a real thing.
It would be wonderful. And this weekend, 7 o'clock, Columbus Wizards on Friday.
Yep.
And then Sunday, a big one against Kokomo.
It's our rival.
5 o'clock. So this week, it's almost reversed. All focus was on St. Louis, and then, okay, you go to Hamilton County. This week, and I know coaches don't like thinking these terms, this week, you don't want the guys looking ahead to Kokomo on Sunday.
Right. Columbus is a team
especially Derek.
Yeah. Yeah. Columbus is a team that's getting better. We went to Columbus 2 or 3 weeks ago and played there, and they gave us a ball game. It was another ball game where we had to play and come back and win it. And so they're not a team that, we're just not, because they're a new franchise, that they're going to be walk in and think, we're going to think, no, that's not going to happen. They're going to, again, we got that target on our back. They're going to come in and they're going to, hey, no better place than beat them at home. And hopefully we'll come out and we've had a couple weeks of really good practice. This last week was a good week of practice. We had practice last night and I think it's one of the best practices we've had maybe all season. So I think finally our guys are getting the mindset that we can come in. We need to come in and practice. Yeah, we know pretty good, but hey, do we need to practice hard, or do we need to really be intense and everything? I think they've realized, oh, hey, we got to carry the intensity of our practices and bring them into our ball games.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you twice this weekend. And Coach Hurd, always fun.
Yep. Always good talking to you, Dave.
Very good. And again, see Tim Hurd and company coming up Friday at 7 o'clock against the Columbus Wizards and Sunday at 5 o'clock against Kokomo at the Farmers Bank Fieldhouse. And we have players coming up next on the Lebanon Leprechaun Show presented by FTIC. Lebanon Leprechaun Show presented by FTIC. I'm Dave Peach, joined now by Kayvon Bay. Kayvon, how are you?
Good, I'm doing pretty good, Dave. Thanks for having me. Glad to be back.
Kayvon, you are from Detroit, played college, Montana State University, Northern Lights, and they describe you as a blue-collar player. Talk about being a blue-collar player, your background, and a little bit about this team here this year.
Montana, that's when I started to get real good at shooting my mid-range. That's where I perfected it at college. And then came here. This team this year is just pretty good, man. I feel like last year we were small, way smaller. We got size. And then we just combined. We just a good group this year. Everybody got the same. Everybody just won the championship. Everybody got their same path. We all just want to win.
Seems like, when you came on the team, early, kind of had to find your way. And I've noticed you have really improved really every game, every season. How do you do that?
Just sticking to it, man. I'm probably the second person to come off the bench, so I'm just there. I know my role on the team. I feel like everybody do. Everybody have a role on the team, so I just come in and do my job, man. Don't do nothing extra.
And you work a lot on the baseline. Seems like you got that baseline 14-footer, 15-footer. You must work on that a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm practicing a lot. Can always get better at it, so that's where my go-to move, my go-to shot is around that area.
And I always like to ask players about the Go Time Green Machine. You played on that team. How was that going to Hinkle Fieldhouse?
Well, it was a pretty good experience. That was my first time playing in the TBT. It was just nice seeing some good ball, meeting new players, and just learning, man. I started playing ball at a late age, so I'm still just learning. So every opportunity I get to play and just meet new people, it helps me out a lot.
Now, in case you do not know, the TBT is the $1 million tournament that takes place in the summer. It's been hosted at Hinkle Fieldhouse as far as regional play the last 2 years, and we are in the TBL, the basketball league. And Kayvon, I just think that with Coriante on that team and a successful tournament, you played Carmen's Crew, pretty much down to the wire. I don't know. You correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's was kind of a springboard to what we're seeing now with the Leprechauns.
Yeah, I had no idea we was gonna get Coriante. That dude, one of the best big men I done probably played with. It was just a good time. It's nice playing with DeBerry. He make my job a lot easier because last year I was playing the 5-man, so I get to play my position also.
Yeah, and that was the first year, or the TBT was when we had Coriante on our side with the Go Time Green Machine, and then he has transitioned to be a Leprechaun this year. And as we always say, everybody looks better in a Leprechaun uniform. And we've talked to Coriante and a little bit about this team. 9-2, pretty much balanced home and road as far as performance goes, and I know the goal is a championship. Yeah. How are we going to achieve a championship here?
Sticking to the course, just doing it, just keep playing how we've been playing. We had a great 2 games this weekend. We know we wanted to play St. Louis because they beat us at home. So the whole week preparing, we was just talking about St. Louis because that's what we really wanted to beat. I think this team, we all just got one goal, man. Everybody is bought in. We having good practices, battling in practice, so everybody just bought in.
Coach talked about practice and practicing hard, and that's key to playing hard, right?
Yeah.
Playing well in a game.
Yeah, our practices, when we be scrimmaging, going up and downs, the starters versus the bench players, it just be good competition. Every game, because we do 4-minute segments, so every segment be pretty much a battle.
And what do you enjoy doing off the court?
Playing the game, play a lot of video games. I rap, I make music. Yeah.
You write songs.
I don't really write, I be freestyling, but yeah, I make music though. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we could have a rap night. You know, we had country. What do you think? I think we once had a comedy night with Fudge back in the first year, but you know.
I like the rap night.
Yeah, we might. That might be a post-game celebration sometime.
Yeah, throw some KB in there.
Yeah, KB, Agent Zero, right? Joe came up with that. We determined that earlier. Agent Zero was not a Kayvon thing. Well, Kayvon, again, we wish you the best for the 2 games coming up. Always great to talk to you. Keeping the mid-range alive.
Yep. Always.
Keeping the mid-range alive.
Thanks for having me.
Invite them out to the game on Friday and Saturday.
If y'all ain't doing nothing this weekend, just come out and support. It's going to be great games, great competition.
Kayvon Bay, one of the Lebanon Leprechauns, the 9-2 Lebanon Leprechauns. This is the Leprechaun Show presented by FTIC. Lebanon Leprechaun Show presented by FTIC with Derek Hawk Hawthorne. Derek, how are you?
I'm good. Blessed to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, you had an incredible weekend playing basketball. 42 points, 17 of 19 from the free throw line against St. Louis. I think you're a 91% free throw shooter. I'd have to look at that. That game, I think in the second half they told you just to go to the basket and get fouled.
Yep. Just that game really, I had that game circled. You know, we lost to them earlier on in the year. So it's always a fight and, you know, gritty game with those two, you know, Kokomo at least too. But yeah, St. Louis, yeah, I have a strong, you know, so I always have that game circled.
Ready to go against the Griffins. And I know in Kokomo you played the Griffins.
Mm-hmm.
And as they say, to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Yes, sir.
42 points. Did you have any idea you're going to put 42 on the board?
No, I never know, you know, how much points I'm going to score. I just go out there and, you know, give it my all for my team.
And on Saturday against Hamilton County, the team describe, I guess, from a player's standpoint, describe, you know, you have this euphoria on Friday. Mm-hmm. And I'm nothing against Hamilton County, but then you got to go to Hamilton County and play at 5 o'clock. So you had this great high, and then how was the team's mindset in, let's say, the first 3 quarters?
Well, in the locker room, we always say championship teams always find a way to win. And, you know, considering us being like, you know, one of the top teams right now, we kind of knew that was a trap game. We gave it our all, the St. Louis game. So coming into that game, we just had to, you know, stay the course, you know, be ourselves and, you know, come down and never give up. So
it got a little bit dicey late. They took a lead, 5-6 point lead. You stayed in the game. The team stayed. I think Jamel Boyd had a huge steal at some point. Let's describe your play down the stretch. Down 1, 2.5 minutes left. You hit a bucket to give us the lead. Is that something you say, okay, it's time for Hawk to give us the lead?
Not really. It just goes with the flow of the game, really. We stress in practice, like, you know, when things don't go our way with the refs and stuff like that, you know, we can't pay attention to that, just move on to the next play. So that's really what that, you know, that occasion was, just moving on, keep playing, stay away from the refs and, you know, stay the course, as I, you know, said already. So
that was like a 5-footer in the lane, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. And give us the lead. So we're leading by 1 and come to the end of the game. We're up 5, 53 seconds to go. And if you know anything about professional basketball, you know a 5-point lead with 53 seconds to go is not that much. I mean, it's good. You'd rather have the 5-point lead. It's good. But then Derek just comes down and drains a 3. Now, what was your thought there?
Well, that was another
Hit
game
a three-point shot. We need it, yeah. Go ahead. What was your thought?
That's another game. Like I'm from Indianapolis, so I know a couple of people around the way on these teams, and that was just another game that they were talking, getting feisty. So that kind of wakes me up. If somebody talking trash to me, like I think I'm built for that. So like that wakes me up, and then once I get my team going, sky's the limit.
I was thinking, of a good rhyme here. The dagger, and then with Derek, you get the swagger.
Okay, I like that.
What do you think? Do we like that? We're giving it? Okay, I might drop that in a game. But you do. I have to ask. This is the second interview, so we're going to get into some stuff here.
Okay.
Did you ever watch a video of a player for the Harlem Globetrotters named Meadowlark Lemon?
No.
Okay,
No,
that's
sorry.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
I knew that
Well,
today.
and Tim knows. Meadowlark played for the Globetrotters, and he would talk the entire game. He talked to fans. He talked to himself. He talked to the sky. And you do that on the court. You do a lot of talking. Where does that come from?
Energy, man, just energy. It's we say it all the time. Like on away games, we have to bring our own energy. So I try to just stay the same the whole game, be a leader, to my team. Just try to wake people up to let's go, let's get going.
And you'll get the crowd going too.
Yes, sir. It's always we play off the crowd. Like I don't know, how many people played or whatever, but when you're out there playing and the crowd is into it, like that just gives you more confidence. And just more locked in, wanting to be, the best for those people out there.
Well, let's break down these two games coming up on Friday against the Columbus Wizards and the Kokomo Bobcats.
Got you.
What do you think about Columbus?
Columbus, we played them the first game. They were a tough team at home. Like I said, if we just stay to sticking what we do, like you said, we average 134 points, so scoring really probably won't be the problem. Just defense, locking in on stops and rebounding, of course, hitting free throws. And then the Kokomo game, we played them already too. I think they got a couple new players that I've played with when I was on Kokomo, so that'll be an interesting game. But that's another game with just defense, hitting free throws and not worrying about the refs. That's going to be a game where we probably, can't talk to the refs and worry about them too much.
So you got to get through Columbus and don't want to look past that game. And then against Kokomo, when they were here, I think you had 10 threes.
Yes, sir.
In fact, I know you had 10 threes.
Yes, sir.
So he's ready to go.
Yes, sir.
I love this team. We're talking to Coach Hurd, talking to Kayvon. There's something about this team. And last year we had 9 wins all told, and now we've got 9 wins already. What's the ceiling for this team? Where is this team going?
Don't want to jinx nothing, but I think this team's going all the way, you saying that. But I think just the difference is, like, we have a lot of guys who play and have experience in this league already. And most of the guys are from Indy, so that's a plus. The support, community, people coming to the games, that's always a plus as well. So, I think that's really just the main thing, the players that, have the experience. We have more vets on the team, so, we're more smarter with the ball and IQ-wise. So,
Well, we look forward to a great weekend. Derek, keep up the good work. We know that this team can go far, and it's just a pleasure to cover you all.
yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Invite them out, Derek.
Hope to see you guys this weekend, man. We need a big crowd.
Let's do it. Friday and Sunday, the Lebanon Leprechauns against Columbus, 7 o'clock on Friday. Kokomo, 5 o'clock on Sunday. 7 o'clock Friday, 5 o'clock Sunday. Hope I got that right. Big thank you to Assistant Coach Tim Hurd, Kayvon Bay, Derek Hawk Hawthorne, and, of course, here at Weibo, Matt Foxworthy. It is the Lebanon Leprechaun Show presented by FTIC. I'm Dave Peets. Have a great day.